I don't see anybody on here. Well, yeah, okay. That's the new link. And
Okay. There is still only the two of us.
yeah, that's what I'm noticing as well. I don't know what happened with that. You usually get a couple.
Yeah, maybe we need to talk to her and see if we need to reschedule because it's only you and I. There's no use in me going through this class and it's only you and I.
Yeah. All
Find
right.
out from her, do we need to reschedule because there's only you and I.
Okay. One moment.
Thank you.
Okay, Miss Cynthia, let's see here. I'm gonna get Monica on speaker so y'all can kind of hash this out on what you want to do. So one moment. One moment.
Mhm.
Monty?
Yeah.
All right, you're on speaker whenever you're ready.
Hey, Steve, how are you?
I'm good. Why didn't you just three-way?
Hmm. Oh,
I have
well,
no idea, but look, it was my error.
I can barely hear you. Hold on. Let me maybe take this thing and maybe I can turn it up some. Yeah, now I can. Go ahead. But there's only two people.
okay.
At the same time, so it's taking a little longer. But you tell me because it was on me. I thought I sent the email, but I'm looking at it and it's still in draft mode. So once I send it, about 5 minutes later, people will start flowing into the class. So if you're okay with that, I'll go ahead and do that. But if you just rather wait and do it on Thursday, I'll let them know of my error. So you tell me.
Well, we can go ahead and do it. It's just that
So she was saying that the email notification was still in draft, forgot to send it. If she sends it now, people will start to flow in. If you have time, Miss Cynthia, if not, we can just push it out to Thursday.
well, it's going to have to be 2 days regardless. Even if we do Thursday and Tuesday, it still needs to be 2 days.
Right.
It's too long for one day.
Right.
Um, we can do it. I don't care. I mean,
okay. All right.
I'm already here.
All right, Monty. She said, yeah. Okay, you heard that?
Yeah, I'm gonna send it now.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. All right. All righty. Bye-bye.
No problem.
All right.
That's okay, girl. Stuff happens.
Yes, that is the flow of life, is it not?
Yeah, if you get upset about that kind of stuff, then you're just in trouble
Yeah,
because there's important stuff, I mean,
that you save your emotions for. I
yeah,
understand.
yeah, you'll be going crazy with this minor stuff.
Yeah,
It's like stuff happens.
yep, it does.
And she must have had an emergency or whatever, and it is what it is.
Yeah, she's got me kind of contracting with her to kind of facilitate these classes, and she just hired her son because that's how much everything is taken off for her. So
Well, I'm
yeah.
doing something very similar, except for I'm in Florida. And I have quite a few, because actually that's what her and I discussed, that I'm going to do very similar, different classes, of course. And I know what she means. But see, I own my own company, so I know stuff happens. I don't even
Oh,
worry about it. And I've been in business 13 years. Stuff happens,
yes, ma'am.
and God is
I know.
good. And I can remember when I got married the first time. We're up front, preparing for the wedding, this kind of stuff. And they moved a cake and the cake fell.
Oh,
And so the poor lady that made the cake, she's crying a blue streak. And then, somebody that's supposed to be a friend, as I'm leaving, that nobody told me. So as I'm leaving and going to the reception area, this so-called friend, she runs out, your cake fell and blah, 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 blah. And the poor lady that made the cake, she crying, oh my goodness, she crying up a blue streak. And so I asked her, I'm like, do we have cake? Because yeah, we got the groom cake and we got the bottom half, I'm like, let's party.
yeah.
What do you do? Become a bridezilla?
Right.
Party, get it over with.
Can't
So,
take it off the floor. What's done is done.
yeah, and she goes, I'll make you a new one that you don't have to pay. I'm like, you know what, you ain't got to make me no new one, but make me a new topper for
Right.
that anniversary thing and we'll be fine.
Right.
you know and so all these people from my job, that was when I was working, all these people from there were there, and they were like, so, because when I walked in, everybody stopped talking. you know and they
Mhm.
were just so dumbfounded. They're like, wow, okay, cool.
Well, everybody tries to keep stuff away from the bride, but that one they could only keep for so long. So
Well, that should have been a sign.
okay.
It should have been a sign, you know. But the people, it's 16 minutes and ain't nobody logged in. You sure the people ain't just go away because they're like, okay, they ain't gonna do it.
Well, let's see. We'll give them till 20 after and see what happens.
So what do you do, Tammy?
I am recently out of uh, claims adjusting. I used to be a injury adjuster and a
Okay,
disability adjuster.
okay.
Now I've got duly noted as a mobile notary business, and I got another business, Miller White Disability Consultants, with my sister, where we represent people who are in need of getting approved for Social Security disability benefits.
Cool like that.
Yeah,
Awesome.
so we are trying our hand at this
No, no,
1099
no,
life.
no, 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 no. You're not trying your hand.
Well, yeah, I've been at it
You
since July,
put your
so
faith.
I'm not trying to go back.
I started my business in 2000. Well, I started my business in 2008. I didn't quit my job till September 2012. No,
Okay,
10.
okay,
And I'm like, Lord, I'm jumping and I need you to catch me.
right.
Now you're going to get some ebbs and flows. You're going to get some times where it'll be like, what did I do?
Yeah.
So do you have your 215 insurance license?
No,
Ah,
no,
because
I
with that, you could be selling Medicare.
don't. Okay, we were both trying to get some clarity on the insurance
Well,
license.
I have my 215 and I have my 220. I
Okay,
get paid on the house I live in. I get paid on the car I drive. I can write flood insurance, you name it, every type of insurance.
okay,
But with my 215, I can sell Medicare. I can sell life, health, annuities. I can sell Aflac. You
mhm,
name it. I sell insurance.
Well, thank you for that information.
Hey, we got one more person, Sarah.
Yeah, we got somebody. Hey, Sarah.
Hello.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna put my headphones on.
Okay,
So
I have
hopefully
mine
this
on.
works.
So we got to get 2 or 3 gathered together, touching and agreeing. Then we got a forum.
Yep.
So until we get 2 or 3, so it's because us 2, we don't count.
Right.
We need some more people touching and agreeing. So Sarah, what happened is the link went, sideways. And but we're gonna still go through the full
Yeah,
class once
I was
we have some
looking
people.
for it.
That's okay. Once we have some people.
Okay. Yeah, I was.
There's Kim. All right.
Oh, goodness gracious! I'm spilling
Okay.
things.
Couple of
Yeah,
more.
the
We're gonna
email.
have 2
I
or
just
3.
got the email, so hopefully more people.
Well, no,
Are
what
going to get the
happened
email and
is
hop on
we
here.
got
I'm
the
sure.
wrong. Well, both Tammy and I were on the wrong site. We had the old email.
Oh.
So stuff
Oh, yeah,
happens,
yeah.
and God is good, and then some.
That's
I'm
right.
sorry
All
about
the
that
time.
inconvenience, y'all.
So anyhow,
Matthew,
Tammy,
I
we
have
got
to
to
go. I
talk
have
about that
something going.
Okay. Yeah, for
because
sure.
I am really, really good at that. Really
Okay.
good at that.
Cool.
Because you got to have more than one stream.
Oh yeah. I've been looking into it, but all they want to talk about is the commission structure, which of course I'm highly interested in, but they don't break down, they're so into the sales pitch. So I definitely need to talk to them.
Well, I've been doing it for quite a few years. I have Broward County's contract. I have quite a few of them.
Okay.
So
cool.
we can talk offline.
Will do.
Hi, Ada.
Hello. Sorry, I'm a bit late.
No, you're not.
It's not
You're right
you,
on time.
it's us.
Good. I just got the
We were waiting
email
on
and
you.
clicked on, oh, there you go.
We were waiting on you all. We need all these special people. We were waiting on y'all.
Very kind.
See, we knew y'all had to show up and be fashionably late. So we was just waiting on y'all to show up and be fashionably late. No, actually, there was a mix-up with the link. So you're right on time. Okay, with
All right,
a couple of, let's give a couple more.
Okay.
So Ada, what do you do?
I am a semi-retired attorney and I live on the Outer Banks of North Carolina. And when the pandemic hit, I picked up the notary loan signing business, and turns out I absolutely love it.
Good deal. And now you need to go ahead and become a Ron.
I could, well, yes. Although
there's no could be. Is it in your area?
Not in North Carolina yet.
Oh, well, then you're in trouble.
It's coming. It's coming.
It's coming. Matter of fact, I've got one that I personally will be doing tomorrow, and the person's in Egypt.
I'm half Egyptian. That's where my name Aida comes from.
Egyptian. So, there are so many different streams of income that as notaries, everybody should add to their various things that they do. Because when this stream isn't flowing like it should, it might be a rock or something in the way, then you got to move to the next stream. And so you just got to keep on keeping on, I guess is the best way to put it, and keep adding things. Just make sure everything that you all add is similar to what you do, and we'll go through that in the class, because you can't be no bricklayer and no notary. It don't work, but you can do work for that bricklayer.
Yeah.
So Tammy, you want to go ahead and let me go ahead and share my screen and
Sure. Let's see here.
Do what I need to. Oh, you got me disabled again, girl.
Let's see here. I just clicked it, so let me know when you receive it.
All right, let's try it again. Cool like that.
All right, cool.
something, or you want me to just go ahead and get started?
All right, so yeah, today is permit running with Cynthia Alexander here at Notary Nerd University. I am facilitating, I'm Tammy. If you have any questions, please raise your hand and or put your question in the chat box. I will be monitoring. I just pretty much say that when there's a large class, but so far it's a small class, so it's kind of going to be free reign. But if we get a number of people, then I'll start, monitoring it like that. Any questions or concerns?
Okay.
All right, whenever you're ready, Miss Cynthia.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Cynthia Alexander. I am the author of the Notary Permit Runner. And if you saw the video, you know how I actually started this. I don't know if this class is going to be longer or shorter, but we have a whole lot of information to cover. Did you all get, I sent Monica a handout that you all can download. Did anyone get the handout?
I have a copy of the slides if that's what you're talking about.
Yes, it's where you have 3 on the page.
Yep, and then the little lines for note taking.
Cool. In a notary, and if you haven't figured it out, it's Cynthia Alexander Notary. And I've been in business for 13 years now, and I love what I do. So our thing that we're going to go over today is the Notary Permit Runner. The way I kind of fell into that, or it fell into me, or whatever, is I needed a sign, and the guy that was doing the sign wanted to charge me $550 to go get my permit on top of the price of the sign. So I'm like, you must have thought I bumped my head or something. I can do that myself because I'm already a notary. And I went and got my sign, learned the procedure, and then I wrote the book, The Notary Permit Runner. So the way we're going to start off is construction, about permits. The types of permits I will be discussing in this class are construction, electrical, environmental permits, and others. These are permits you can pull and earn excellent living, which is why I say you need to be a notary permit runner to help everyone who builds, replace. This is where you, the notary, comes in. Most permits need to be notarized. Therefore, you take care of at least 2 things, the notarization and the courier. There are many varieties of construction permits. Imagine how many trades there are out there. That's how many different types of permits, construction permits, you can pull. This is where your opportunity to make money starts. I'm glad that you arrived here with me as I prepare for you to truly get into this unique business. There are a lot more opportunities than just construction, but we'll get to that later. What is a notary permit runner? In our case, it means to obtain permission from a local or state government to build, tear down, demolish something that has to be constructed or removed. And in most areas, there's a lot of construction going on. So that means all this different construction, more money, more money, more money. Permit is a verb. It gives authorization.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'm not seeing any slides. I'm just seeing the mountain and the ocean. I don't know if anybody else.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
All right. So that means I need to reshare my screen.
Okay.
And also the chat is disabled.
Okay. All right. Let me take care of that. I don't know what happened.
For a couple of months, and then have my niece was going to find me somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds funny. Can y'all see the screen now?
I see that it's been restarted. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
The screen is black.
Can you hear us, Miss Cynthia?
Okay, can you all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. Can you see construction area about permits?
No.
It's black. It says it has started screen sharing.
It's black?
Yeah, it says Cynthia Alexander has started screen sharing, but we don't see anything.
All right, let's start share again. I don't know what is happening. You know, God does have a sense of humor.
All right, I'm gonna restart, see if we can't start over
I
here.
think probably once I stopped it, you guys are at a different point.
Okay.
Can you see it now?
We
One
see
moment.
you.
Let's make sure this.
Okay,
See it now?
no, ma'am. I reselected it so that you could share, just to see if that would provide a starting over process for you. Okay, I see something trying to come through now. There we go.
Right, what about now?
There we go.
There we go.
Okay, good deal. All right. Well, you already have that first page and you know what that looks like. So the second one is it's just showing the construction area. And now we'll just go straight to the third page. The type of construction areas about permits. The types of permits I will be discussing in this class are construction and electrical. We'll also do plumbing and various others, as well as air conditioning. There are permits that you can pull and make an excellent living. And you can charge anywhere from 75 to 150 per permit. We'll also go into that part as well. An excellent way to earn a living, which is why I say you need to be a notary permit runner to help everyone who builds, replace, tears down. This is where you, the notary, comes in. Most permits need to be notarized. Therefore, you take care of at least two things: the notarization and the courier service. There are many varieties of construction permits. Imagine how many trades there are out there. That's how many different types of permits and construction that you may pull. Now, I keep saying construction, but also the various homeowners, they need permits. If they get a new driveway, they get a new sidewalk, they get a fence, a new roof, and with all the different things that get tore up, and the roofs and all those things that have to be replaced, all of them have to get a permit.
Okay, Miss Cynthia, one last thing, my apologies for interrupting. We're getting some feedback on your mic. If it's brazen against your shirt, no?
Maybe it's a bad connection. What about that?
Yeah,
Is that better?
I keep hearing some rubbing, so I just wanted to. I didn't know if it was rubbing against your shirt or something.
Okay.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you. What is a notary permit runner? In your case, it means you obtain permission from a local or state government to build, tear down, demolish something that has to be constructed. Who do you know that needs NPR services? You can think of just 100 different things, and there's a whole lot of those people going to need NPR services. Like even when someone put up a sign, they need notary permit runners. Permit, the verb, give authorization or consent to someone to do something. A NPR presents the application, plans, or necessary paperwork for the project to the construction company or the local state department for their permission. Okay, take a deep breath. Whenever one desires to learn a new profession, they encounter that pesky condition called butterflies. I know, I did. It's fear of, and it's deeply exhilarating fear. Perhaps one may become afflicted before setting foot on a stage or a crowd, before a crowd. You can come upon it can come upon leading on a hot date, or nearly always happens when you're going for a new job. My personal definition is loving to do a task everybody in building contracting hates. If you have bounced from job to job in the same field, or you know what to expect, so you anxiously are at the level overly severe, but when you jump into a new profession, you landed it in no man's land. Everything before you is out of focus. It's like the culture shock. You don't understand the ins and out of your new career. When you're unsure and you like confidence, therefore it's like learning to ice skate. You might have done some of that or roller skate or whatever, but you still had to learn to do it. Keep breathing, it gets better. In your new adventure, you will experience success of taking your own home-based business and turning it into a booming business, if you so desire. You can remain small and do about $500 to $1,000 per month, or you can go big and earn about $5,000 or more. The choice is yours. And one of the things that I mean by go big, I actually have a contract with Broward County for all the various construction that they have. And it's because the contractors needed the permits and they actually bid on those. So you bid with contractors. This is great for moms, dads, anyone looking to earn extra money. This is for you because of freedom that home-based business has to offer. For those of you who want to do more and get a bigger piece of the pie, there are bigger fish to fry. For the retirees searching for something to do to stay busy, this class will show you the way. And be determined to move forward no matter what steps. Step into your new world as I guide you through the steps of earning excellent money by following my plan for success. Welcome to the World of Permit Minute. On the notary and your notary stamp. If you bounce from job to job in the same field, you know what to expect. So anxiety level is not so overly severe. But when you jump into a new profession, you land into no man's land and everything before you is out of focus. It's like a culture shock. You don't understand the ins and outs of your new career. You feel unsure and you lack confidence. Therefore, again, since I went through this and you guys didn't see it, it's like learning to ski. You might have somewhat of an idea what to expect in your new profession when going in, but it probably didn't turn out the way you expected. And if any of you all tried to learn to ski or ice skate, I don't know about you, but I fell a few times, quite a few times. Welcome to the World of Permit. Hold on. Hello? Onto your notary and hold on to your notary stamp. This is potentially monetary explosion business. Opportunity is replaced with good common sense and organization skills you will obtain as you go. Even in this downturn market, there are plenty of opportunities to pick up decent permitting jobs for many. Many sources, and these sources have always been there right under your nose. You just didn't know they were there because, it's just wasn't something you looked into. And there's just so much money to be made. Once you do get into this, you'll see what I mean. My personal definition of NPR is loving to do a task that nearly every contractor hates. If you have bounced from job to job in the same field, you know what to expect again. But when you jump into this, it's on and popping. Tammy, do you have any questions in the chat?
No, ma'am, no questions as of this moment.
Okay, awesome. Okay, here you are right now, focus. Just be present. And I know like multitask, permit is not one of those things where you want to be multitask. If you're working on an electrical permit for someone, work on that. If you're working on an air conditioning permit, whatever it is you're doing, you got to be focused on that. Because in this permitting business, you make a mistake on not picking it up on time or not logging when you drop the permit off or for who it's for, you could lose your business. There are so many occupations out there that require a college education to earn a decent living, but I'm here to tell you this is not one of them. The case of permitting business or business providing a service, I can confidently tell you this is because my degree is computer science. I have been earning a lot of money over the past 10 plus years as a notary and a notary service. I was, however, fortunate enough to have this permitting opportunity literally fall into my lap. I'll tell you the story. I kind of mentioned it a little bit, but the great thing about permit and what the contractors really, really love about you, you stand in line so they don't have to. So imagine an electrician, if you've ever had any electrical work done. Electricians charges anywhere from $100 to $300 per hour. Even though they tell you, they charge you by the job, they're charging you per hour, an astronomical amount. Same thing with air condition and all these various other things. So to have someone else go standing in line for them, they really love that. In this potentially monetary explosion business, opportunity replaced by good common sense, even during COVID, and a lot of things, I've had quite a few questions about, things that went online, literally. But when you go online and you check, even the online permits still need to be notarized. So what you would do is you would learn your area and learn how they actually do the permitting and stuff like that. You still have to get it from someone. Now with this service, you can actually have them email it to you. And if you're Ron, you can actually notarize it for them and do it that way and still upload it and do the permit. If you're not, you can physically go pick it up, wear your gloves, your mask, and do what you need to do and be the person to upload it to your state or government site. What does it take to be a notary permit runner? Being a NPR takes some skill, same as any other service-oriented business. Skills will come as you go through experience, practice, and as you learn the ropes. To earn a great living in this occupation, you will need a dash of patience, a little common sense, and some daily improvements in organizational skills every day. There's lots of other apps that can also help you through this. What does it take to be a notary permit runner with starting a new business? Success doesn't happen overnight. So if you're looking for a get-rich-quick scheme, this is not for you. There is a lot of all-important time and element needed to get proficient. Everything you will gel once you slide into your position and start making money. So what I suggest to people is to start doing an electrical or an air conditioning permit first. Those are usually single-page documents, and they're the easiest one to do. Your confidence level will begin to soar, and your ability to communicate with everyone you meet will improve, and you will feel your way through this process. Just take your time, be patient, and before long, your business will be up and running, be up to speed and running smoothly. Remember to always reach back and help someone else on your way up the ladder. I've got this friend girl of mine that she had this saying. She goes, it's much easier to shake the monkey's hand on the way up the ladder than to kiss his behind on the way down, because you never know who you need or who might need your help. So you're also going to want to partner up with other people that do the same thing, whether it's in your notary business or your permit business. Like Tammy here is sitting in for Monica, right? Monica had something that came up. She has a good friend that was able to sit in for her and do what needs to be done. That's how you got to work this business when you're working for you. And what I always tell people is work as hard for yourself. No, you work a little harder because you start off a lot earlier and you probably work a lot later in your own business. But work on making you rich and work as hard as you did when you were working in corporate. You will make really good money in this profession. Okay, here's a sample of some of the permits. Electrical permit, special permit, like special event. Do you know where they have football games or they have parades or even large weddings? All of those still need a permit. Then there's the electrical permit, the AC permit, pool, spa permit, fence permit, and this is just to name a few. The wonderful thing that I have learned in this service from and my former carrier choice is that your way of operating becomes somewhat repetitive. There is no better teacher than experience and no better method to learn faster than repetition. But you've got to, I tell people, you've got to get your own swag. So say if you decide you want to do sign permitting, you're going to go into the online or even the old good old yellow pages and find every sign company where you're at in your area, and you're going to go and tell them what you do. Because the greatest thing is to get several of them. I've had as many as 10 different permits in one day. So since they were all single companies, that's $1,500 for one day. Ah, do you need a mentor? Even more so, there is no better way to learn a new business than through experience of a mentor. This is where Senna comes in. My father always said to me, my child, if you want to be successful, copy the success of others in your field of that endeavor. You got to be motivated. You got to be a leader, infused. You got to be a teacher, a mentor, and you got to have some imagination, because you've got to be better than the next person at whatever you choose to do in the notary world. Then there is no I in team. If you put all of those together, only thing comes out the other end is success. So I cringe with empathy when someone tells me that I am self-taught and that they learned it all on their own. What that tells me is that person suffers through a lot of mistakes to perfect results they desire through a wonderful experience of trial and error. I can remember my child telling me one time, Mom, I need to make my own mistakes. You can't make all my mistakes for me. True that, but you don't need to make all the same ones I made. And in business, it's the same thing. I mean, the wheel is the wheel. You cannot reinvent the wheel. So get a mentor. I've had my share of errors, and it's my desire to quickly bring you up to speed so that your business launches and flows smoothly with fewer hurdles. Nobody can remove all of your hurdles. Some of my mentors are this young man named Daniel, this lady named Elaine, and then there's Crystal, and even my child, her name's Guanzi. But there are so many people, and everybody brings something to the table, and you always have to remember that. But one of the most important things that you need in this business is time management. Time management in any business, service business, is very important. At first, as you get through getting your bearings and permit business, you're going to want to take on soft jobs. Like I was saying earlier, these are the easier permits, and I call them soft jobs, because if you can get an electrical company to do all of their permits or an AC company to do all of their permits, you might just hang in that field and don't do anything else, because you're going to make the same amount of money as you do with the harder permits. Another thing that's very, very popular in our area is solar. I have no permitting specialty, just excellent service. And so anytime a permit company a company calls me and say they need a permit, and if they come up with a permit I've never heard of, then I go to my good old friend called the internet. I Google them. As a result, we suddenly found ourselves pulling all kinds of permits: air conditioning, electrical, driveways, so many that where I live at, the people knew I did permits. So everybody in my neighborhood would come and ask me to do their permitting. Of course, I charge them a little less, but I still charge them because I do not do free work. We charge anywhere from $75 to $150 each time we pull a permit. Now, there is a thing when you group, because you're going to have some companies that are going to need 5, 6, whatever amount of permits, and it's the same company. So you don't want to charge that company $75 for every permit. Otherwise, they're going to find someone else. But what you can do is in your area, call around and find out how much they're paying for permits, and then make your price just a little bit lower and your service twice as good. Our pricing is determined by the distance traveled to submit the necessary paperwork, plan go through plan review process. Therefore, it's one trip to drop it off, and then to the building and zoning department or city hall or wherever, and it's another trip to pick it up. Y'all got to remember that whatever permit you drop off, you are responsible for picking that permit up and either taking it back to the person that hired you or to the job site. And if you're taking it to the job site or wherever, you can charge extra for doing the extra courier service as well. Yes, I'm going to say again, you need a mentor. Remember, it's quite often you're going to pull the electrical air conditioning permits and easily obtain the same day, which is really good because you just sit there, a few minutes or hour or whatever, they stamp it, you take it and you take it back, you're done. But most of the time, it's got to go through a review process. And when it does, then you want to have more than one permit. You want to have quite a few at that place. So that's why you want to always have a flow of permits coming in. Starting out this way, you feel the time factor. How long you think it takes for your destination to the permit office, where to park, and visiting the building departments. Because with COVID, there's companies that, there's city halls, like my city hall only opens Monday through Thursday, but they only accept permits from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. So that's another thing that you've got to find out about your area as to what you should do in that aspect as well. We have NPR Uber drivers running permits. And I know that sounds a little crazy, but I live like in Broward County, and we pull permits in what's called a tri-county. So it could be Palm Beach County or Miami-Dade. So if you have an Uber driver that's a notary and that becomes a notary permit runner, they can actually pick up permits on the way during their fares or Lyft or whatever, and then coming back, and they do the same thing. And these are just people we pay, but then some of them, just broke off and did their own, which is fine because there's more money and there's more work out there than any one company or one person could ever do. Learning how to take advantage of the various things will increase your profits and cut down on a lot of unnecessary travel. And also when you're laying it out, you want to lay out in a circular motion as to when you're laying out going to the different permitting office. Where I'm at, there's 31 cities in Broward County. So I could very easily have a permit in every one of those cities. Okay, and every once in a while, you can actually use the mail. That's a rarity, but it does happen. I would charge more to run permits in more remote counties. Again, try to group these with others on your way, and I plan my routes to the different permit offices. I also charge more for permits that are larger, or if I have to go downtown areas because, traffic and all this kind of stuff. So you've got to really check out your area because, basically you kind of know your area. You know what time of day that there's a whole lot of traffic. And you got to know when those permit offices close. Just one of the reasons many contractors hate permitting. While running permits, you are not going to want to travel more than, 30 miles. Takes almost Broward for me. But I charge an extra $50 if I go outside 15. And most of the time, they'll balk. You can go down to as much as 30. But you still, if you're going out your certain radius, charge a little extra. However rare, I sometimes make an exception for my best customers or contractors. Because if you get volume, then you want to figure out how to save your money. Well, like I was saying earlier, Google it. I actually went to 3 different city halls, which they're all right in the same area. Lauderhill, I had an AC permit. Pompano Beach, I had an electrical permit. Oakland, Fort Lauderdale, new business, occupancy, sign permit. Do you know when new businesses open up, they have to get a permit, they have to get a certificate of occupancy? That's another permit that you can actually advertise. Should I partner up? Well, that's totally up to you. As I go through this permit business, you might find it beneficial to have other permit runners so that if you can't pull a permit, that they can pull it and vice versa. So what I do in that aspect, if it's my permit, they make 75% if they're the one doing the work, and I make 25%. If it's their permit, then I make 75% and they make 25%. This way, it's a win-win for everyone. Another thing to consider, if you're not a notary, become a notary. It may have a good reason to partner up with a notary, but then you got to split your money. In doing so, one person can notarize while the others pull the permits. That's why you want to be a notary permit runner, not just a permit runner. Tools of the trade. Of course, I mean, if you were a chef or anything else, there are tools that you need to do your job. Okay, if you're not a notary and you're in Florida, go to www.sendinotary.com and become a notary, easy as 1, 2, 3. If you're already a notary, make sure that you have 2 stamps and not just one, because if one dries out or if you break it, you know, you're like in trouble. So I always have 2 stamps. I also have what's called an ID badge. And the reason I have an ID badge because they actually have the right to ask you for ID. I don't want 2 shades of crazy knowing where I live at. So that's why I have an ID badge. Also a journal. I have a good friend that actually started what's called Notary Act, which is an awesome electronic journal. And it's notaryact.com. It's one word, works on your phone everywhere. And it's actually accepted in 48 states. So that's really awesome. Or have a paper journal, because every once in a while you got to prove that you did what you said you did and be able to utilize that service. Any questions? No?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Either I'm doing a really good job or everybody already know how to do this stuff. Anyhow, another thing, tools of the trade. We've gotten to the point where I'm going to discuss exactly what you need to start your NPR business to operate it properly. Of course, you've got to have your notary commission. You need a good running vehicle. Nothing worse, and keep gas in it. Nothing worse than going to anywhere and running out of gas or your car breaking down. A computer or a tablet. I prefer a tablet. I'm kind of an Apple person, but what I like about the Apple is my iPhone, my tablet, and my watch, they all kind of communicate. So any meeting that I have, anything I need to pick up, it's always there. And you do need a smartphone, not a flip phone, because there's lots of really good apps out there that also can help you in this business. I also have what's called an eFax. I use what's called Smart Fax. And it's like about $7 a month, which is really good because then I can fax from my phone, because every once in a while, someone you deal with want a fax rather than a email. You also need a printer. And you're going to need a good printer because some of the companies will actually, the printer must be a laser printer. Some of the companies are going to actually email you the documents and you actually have to print them as well. Then, of course, you need the miscellaneous office supplies. There's this thing also called a mileage ledger. And all of these this is like a really cool app that you can actually just get in the App Store. That because in your taxes, I know that's a kind of a often a different world, but the government will allow you 55 cents per mile for travel. Okay, so say you travel 10,000 miles for your notary permit running service or your notary business or whatever, that's $5,500 that you can take off your taxes. Okay, more tools in the trade, of course, you know, your notary commission. Being a notary will go a long way in helping build your permit business. There will be occasion where authorizations are called a power of attorney. And what happens, a lot of companies will give you what's called a power of attorney. And it's a limited power of attorney because they're giving you permission to sign their documents for the city hall or for the construction department or whatever. So it will be a limited power of attorney. Most often this can be taken care of by your contractor. But in situations where you do not have quick access to a notary or your expertise in this area will benefit your client, have some blank power of attorneys in your basket of tools of the trade because you can use them for other things too. Also have what's called loose notary certificates in your package. Imagine when you get to a customer or contractor authorization to pull your permit and you can notarize the signature. And you know, you're not signing it, so you're not the one, you can notarize their signature because you're not signing. They're giving you permission to do this. So they're the one that's signing. And as I was saying earlier, if you plan to provide this service in multiple counties and small cities and municipalities, it is important to have a reliable vehicle. You certainly don't want to worry about car problems. Being able to focus 100% on your permitting service is vital. Also, once you get rolling and earning money, if you have a gas guzzler, you may want to check out a 4-cylinder vehicle, something that saves you on gas. Because if you've been watching the gas prices, they're all shooting up again. A laptop, but like I said, I think a tablet is better, but it's up to you. The tablet is just easier. And it's vital for your business. So therefore, it's also a write-off, especially if you have a tablet and a laptop. You can write one of them off on your business. It allows you to obtain a mountain of important information depending on the types of permits you're pulling. Plus, you can go to the various government sites and you can download some of the actual forms that you need and have them on your system as well. And most government agencies are open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Thursday. Now, I don't know what it is in your area, but in my area, they open on Fridays, but they do not allow any permits picking up or pulling on Fridays on all the permit office and all the city halls where I'm at. If you have any questions about something and you're unclear about a particular county, your questions will be answered online. But not only that, the actual city halls, these people are there to help and they gladly answer your questions. Just make sure that you bring your nice self, because if you come and you know you're rude and you're rushed, they will deliberately make sure it takes you a really long time to get your documents back. If it's 9 at night and you might have a question, you can go to their website. But when they are actually open and they're actually allowing you to come in, the clerks will gladly answer your question. Do your research. Find out when the city hall or permit offices where you are open. You will also need to find and download the applications, as I was saying, for the various government agencies. If you desire to permit mobile homes, which is another big business, or if you really get lucky and someone's building a house, they need a permit for everything. If you're building a house, you usually make about $1,500 on that permit. Okay, because you're going to do everything from when they do the site plan, when they want to start the work, the roof, the walls, all the inspections, everything. You will really make a good amount of money if you get lucky enough to get with builders. And of course, you do need, as I said, a good cell phone. Having a smartphone seems as, it's like every day and everybody's like, I got a cell phone. Please have a one with service that's not going to end in the middle of nowhere. I cannot stress how important it is for your notary permit running job. You need to make yourself available to anyone directly involved in your business. Speaking directly to someone about permitting is my recommendation for a good source of communication. Stay away from text messaging while driving, of course, but also most of the places where you go to get the permits or whatever, you have to turn your phone on silent. And if you answer the phone in there, because most of them have a big sign that says no phones in here. So I stay away from texting. Yeah, anyway. Remember that you will be required to shut your cell phone off in the various permit offices. So make sure you have voicemail attached or a good calling plan. Always check your messages and delete the unnecessary ones. Nothing's worse than calling someone and you've got an emergency permit and their cell phone messaging is full. If you've ever done that, then you know exactly what I mean. You don't want to miss out on the possibility of a new client either, or important information about your permit that you've turned in. Because the city halls, they will actually, especially once you get to know the various clerks, they'll actually call you and let you know your permit's ready. But you got to like really know them. But online, they actually have where you can track your permits also. And there's also another thing that you should probably check into. There's this thing called Notary Gadget, if you've never heard of it. It's really good. You can go to our site and it has a link on there, senanotary.com. But what Notary Gadget does is when you get notary jobs, permit runner jobs, whatever, you schedule them. And then you can say when you need to pick it up and this kind of stuff, all in that one app. And it's a really good app. Okay, back to the eFax. Oh, there is also another thing that you all should check out. It's called TurboScan. And even if you're doing closings or permits or whatever, TurboScan is one word. It's an app that can scan your documents, and it's well, get the free one because they do have one that they charge. But even when you're scanning back, say you're doing closing, TurboScan, you can actually scan your documents back and email them as well to your various clients. And SmartFax, I think it's like $8 a month. Printer. Okay, somebody, how many people do we have? I'm going to give away one thing where you can print at Office Depot for 2.5 cents for 8.5 by 11 copies and 29 cents for color copies. And so out of the 10 people that are on here, one person will win that. And what I'll do is just have Tammy just draw a name at the end, and I will email you that, which does not expire. From now on, say if you were printing something that was going to cost you $10, and now it will cost you $2.50. Okay, well, back to the printer. You do need a good laser printer for any, and they have a Cheat Brothers laser printer that can print 8.5 by 11 as well as 8.5 by 14. And you just need a black and white printer. Don't go, putting, well, you can if you want to get a color, but most of the things that you do, they do not allow color copies anyway. Social media is great for making money in this business. If you do not have a printer, get one. But social media is awesome because your associates and the various people will need your service. I shy away from working with family or for family because family don't want to pay. Plus, you can't notarize for family anyway. So I love that part of my business. Back to more tools of the trade. In this business, it's imperative to have well-stocked office supplies. And you can have all these office supplies in containers in your car. You do not need brick and mortar. Some people, when they start their own small business, they want to go straight into brick and mortar. Well, I am here to say that's a mistake and it's very expensive. I personally do have an office, but I don't work in an office. I actually work from home. You're also going to need file folders to organize the work by client or projects, and electronic files, copy paper for your printer. You're going to also need 9x12 envelopes in many situations so that you don't have to really mail the documents even when you return the documents, but you can mail some of them in some cases. Okay, well, being that we usually have questions and stuff like this, nobody's asked any questions, so we got through this a lot quicker than normal. So, are there any questions?
Okay.
This
so-
is only the first half. The other half is the meat and potatoes. This is the prep and getting you ready for everything.
Okay, I do show from Kim. She says, could you please go over the POA and loose notary packet again? Where do we get those forms from?
Okay, email me, Cynthia@centernotary.com, and I'll send you the link where you can get those. But you can actually, there's various places where you can get the forms. All you gotta do is get one. Once you get one, just make copies. So I'll actually send you a copy of, but what area are you in?
Hi, I'm outside of Houston, Texas, and
So you're in Texas. I don't know the rules for what your documents need to look like in Texas for your POAs, but go online and just search for a blank POA.
I'm not sure I'm understanding.
Limited power of attorney.
Yes, ma'am. And you said something about a loose notary packet?
Okay, well, no. The loose certificates. It's acknowledgements and jurats. It's certificates.
Oh, okay. I have those.
Yeah, and sometimes you need those for when you're going to a client, they may not have a place for you to notarize. That's when you use those.
Okay. And I'm trying to make sure I understand exactly what you said. So for the POA, we're getting them to sign that so that we could go and get the permit signed for them?
Yes. What happens when you go to the city hall, you are not the electrician. You
Yes,
are not the air conditioning person, blah, blah, blah. So they giving you a power of limited power of attorney where you can only work with the city on their behalf. They're giving you
have to have
for
that.
them. No, you don't have to have it, but you got to find out on your county. My county, you have to have it.
Okay.
My county will say, I need to see the contractor. Okay. And so that's why you're there instead of the contractor. So if you have a power of attorney and it's just one power of attorney, you don't have to, it's the same one. You know, the city will take and they'll make a copy of it and they'll put it with the file. So that means when the permit's ready and this kind of stuff, they can call you back to pick it up.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
And another thing which you're welcome, another thing you're going to learn in the next class is how you pay for the permit. And so the second half of the class is where all of the building and zoning, all the different things is in that class. The first half is just to kind of prepare you so you'll know kind of the direction you're going into. Because the class was just too long for the session that Monica sets.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, and then Renee is asking, the forms that you have on your site, are they state specific?
Yes, but no. Yes and no. Because you can actually put state of and county of on these forms. Because you know, on a notary form, you have to have what's called a venue, which says, you know, state of Florida, county of Broward, which, you know, whatever county you're in at the time. So my forms are, no, they are not state specific. They can be used anywhere, most of them.
Okay. And then Desiree is asking, what are the suggested office supplies for NPR again?
Okay. One thing you got to have, that's a really good cell phone. But one of the things, let me go back to the list and it'll just make it a little bit easier so that I don't miss anything. Okay, number one, of course, you know, notary commission vehicle, you should get a tablet. If you don't have one, you should have a tablet, or I mean, a laptop works just fine. But a tablet is just a little simpler, and you got to be able to print from whatever you get. Of course, a smartphone, e-fax, and I use what's called smart fax, which means I could scan anything from anywhere and then just fax it from my computer, or get faxes via my computer. A mono print, a black and white printer. Office supplies, you need you know, the 12 9x12 folders, and the actual envelopes. Of course, I suggest you get 2 notary stamps if you don't have a second one. And I also suggest you get an ID badge. And the reason I suggest the ID badge, because these people, anybody that you notarize for in Florida, I don't know what it is in the other states, but they have the right to ask you for ID just like you ask them for ID, because they want to prove that you are a notary and not just somebody getting their information. So I have what's called an ID badge, and it's on my site as well. But another thing, if you don't get an ID badge, just take your business, if hopefully your business card has a picture on it. If it doesn't, get new business cards and put your picture on it. And there's a reason for that, because as a owner, I get a zillion business cards. So if I don't have a picture to relate to that, I don't remember who I got the business card from. So if all else fails, take your business card and laminate it. Now you have an ID badge. But it's got to have your notary business card. Like mine, we do have, it's right there, you can't see it. But on my site, if you want to buy a badge, we do have at centernotary.com, we sell badges. You send us your picture and your notary information, and we sell a badge for like, I think $15. I don't do pricing.
Okay. All right, and then is the next question, Renee is asking, is it possible that if you could do like a walkthrough approach on the whole permitting process? Just kind of, you know, kind of step 1, step 2, what kind of things they say to you, things of that nature?
That's going to be in the next class, but I've never done a walkthrough approach. I could add that to the next class.
Okay. All right.
Let me write that down, because you know, as soon as I get off of here, I'll be there for that questions.
Okay.
Walkthrough approach. Okay. All right. Any more questions?
Yes, and let's see. Alana is asking, from the time that you drop off until you pick up the permit, what is the average turnaround time typically or usually?
There is no typical. It's what happens. It's the city hall.
Okay.
Now, if it's electrical or AC, most of the time those are same day. You can drop it off that morning and pick it up later that day, most of the time. But if the city hall is really, because they still have to review it, you know, all they have to do is look at the BTUs or whatever on the electrical, and it has a little site thing where it's going to be put, because air conditioners come, I'm sorry, on the air conditioner, because it comes in one unit. So those are usually easier permits, electrical and AC. HVAC is what I guess it's called. But some can take weeks. But that's okay, because you just dropping it off, and then the next time you're down there, but you're going to check online to see when it's ready. And then the next time you're down there picking up another permit or delivering another permit, then you pick up your other permits. That's why you want to go to all the sign places, air conditioning places, electrical places in the area, so that you have more than just that one permit to drop off.
Okay. All right. I'm not seeing any other questions. The floor is open, you guys, if you have any other questions.
Okay, Tammy, I need you to pick a name. And then I need that person, I'm going to need their name and email address, and I will send them the thing where they print from now on for 2.5 cents a copy at Office Depot.
Okay. All right. I tore everybody's name off and put it in this little thing right here. And so I'm just kind of shaking it up. I'm gonna pick a name. Looks like we have Renee.
Awesome. And you'd be surprised at how great that is, Renee, because if you ever went to Home Depot, not Home Depot, I got Home Depot on the brain. If you ever went to Office Depot and got something printed and it cost you $50 or $40, now all of a sudden it costs you $10, it's really great in the notary world when you're doing closings to be able to go right over there and print instead of having to go home and print those copies to do your next closing. Well, that's it for my part. On Thursday, it will be a lot more information, and I will definitely come up with a walkthrough approach of permit. Now, the person that asked that question, is that how you want to know when I go to a title, I mean, a sign company or whatever? Is that what you're asking? Oh.
Alana?
I didn't ask that question.
Oh, I'm
It's
sorry.
Renee.
I thought it was Renee answered.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Renee answered it.
Sorry.
Yes, I did. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, yes, ma'am. My thing was, I was just saying, say for instance, I see, a new builder going up and I happen to stop by, I have my card to present, and I just wanted to know how would I approach them and say, hey, I'm a notary permit runner. Is there, anything I can do to assist you as far as your electrical AC? And then, as you go along, what would be the next step? Would you say to them, once they say yes, you can do it for
Basically,
me?
you just did it. You walk up
Okay.
to them with your card,
Okay.
and you tell them, I'm a notary permit runner and I run permits at a reasonable price. And you good things. I'm thorough, I'm punctual, I pick them
Okay.
up, you just,
Mm-hmm.
that's how you would do it, literally.
Yeah.
And
I
some
just
of them,
Mhm.
you're like a lifesaver because they want someone to do it anyway.
Okay.
Now, another thing I suggest is if you don't have a website, get a basic one-page website.
Okay.
And that's one of the things that you just have on there that you do. Notary permit runner, general notary work.
Okay. Should it be another page outside of Google page?
What do you mean outside of Google page? See, I
Yeah,
have a business, so I don't know.
Yeah, the Google business page, or you still say that you still need that additional website?
Well, no, you can add that too. Add it to, like when they're searching,
Okay, I did. Mm-hmm.
and then when they're searching to find someone that does that, you'll come up. But if when you go on your Facebook and wherever, you want to hang out where they hang out.
Okay.
Okay, if you're going after sign companies, find out where sign companies look for people or whatever. You know what I mean by hang out, by where they hang out.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, contractors, where do they,
Yes.
go have a cup of coffee or whatever? There's got to be. And if you pass by places where you see these guys over there with these hard hats working,
Yes.
just go over there, big as day, but don't go all over there all dressed up and cute.
Okay,
Okay, you know, you won't have to dress down if you go into these places for these people with permits.
okay,
Dress down, don't have the holy pants and nothing like that. You know what I mean?
yes,
But don't have the spikes either, because then they look at you and think, oh, you know, you're not going to do a good job.
okay.
So, you know, dress for the occasion would be the right way to put it.
Okay. I just had a concern because when I went, if I was to approach them and they say, yes, we need something done today, I want to know, did I have time where I can come back and email you and ask questions, or would I just be, you know, on the
No, if they
spotlight
tell
and not
you that
knowing what to do?
I need a permit today,
Uh-huh.
you act like you know what you're doing.
Okay.
You know,
But I can come back and
what
call.
city hall? Now I ain't gonna say you could call me because you might not never
But
get
no.
me.
Well,
But
yes,
you
ma'am.
can
Email.
email me.
Yes.
You
I'm
can
sorry. That's what I
email
meant to
me.
say. Yes.
Because like while we were on here, my brother called and somebody else, I turned the phone off. Okay. but yes, you can email me
Okay.
your questions. But the thing
Okay.
of it is, you know, if you're doing sign permits, but what you want to do first before you go tell people that you're a permit runner, you want to
Okay.
find out in your city what's the rules.
Okay.
Call the city and find out, you know, or go online on their site and look up a sign permit. You can actually look up sign permit samples because all those permits
Okay.
are public records.
All righty.
So you can look and see where you know somebody put in a fence. And you got that address. I know here, you got an address, you can go and look at that permit and see what that permit looks like.
Okay. And my last question for you is, I went to check in my area, so like the Arlington, Texas area, and I went in that area and I asked them, and they said they do all their permits online. So if they're doing them online, does that mean that I should not even bother with them, or can I
No,
still?
because they still have to be notarized.
Okay. Okay.
You know,
All
now
right.
the bigger companies are going to be like, oh no, we just do them online. A lot of the smaller single guys or two people companies or whatever, they don't even know how to go and do it online
Okay.
because
So I can
COVID.
still fill it out for them online.
Yes, you can
Oh,
because it still
okay.
has to be notarized.
Okay. All
You
right.
know, they'll go online because what it says, if you go on to we're going to do that in the next one. I'll show you what it looks like, but it tells you like it has a list and it says document affidavit of, you know, like commencement needs to be notarized. They can
Okay.
notarize that online.
Okay.
So the
Gotcha.
document still has to be notarized and uploaded. That's what they mean.
Okay.
They do them online, yes, but it still has to be notarized and uploaded. And then when
Okay.
the permit's ready, somebody's got to check it and let them know, or go pick it up, or get it from online and you know, take it to the site or whatever. So you don't let the online thing stop you because it still has to be notarized.
Okay. Great. Okay. I'm gonna give it a whirl. Okay.
And don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up.
Okay.
I mean, because my little business, and that's what I say, my little business, but I make a very, very, very good living doing this.
Okay. I'm looking forward to it. Okay. All righty. Thank you so much.
So you got to email me. You won, right?
Yes, ma'am, I did. Thank you very much.
You're
Yay.
welcome. Email me and I will send that to you because
Okay.
you'd be surprised at how much money it saves you. Because like
Yes.
color copies cost about 59 cents, I think, at most places. You will only pay 29 cents for color copies now.
That's great. Okay. Very good. Okay. I'm excited. Thank you.
You're quite welcome. Thank you. Is that all the questions, Tammy? Oh, my email address is cynthia@centernotary.com.
Okay. All righty.
All right, that's all the
Thank you.
I'm seeing right
Thank
now.
you. Thank you all. Be blessed, be safe. And I will see you all on Thursday, God willing. And we get everything.
What
There's
time
my
on
contact,
Thursday?
5 p.m. And there's my contact information there.
That's
Okay,
5
guys.
Eastern. You're on Eastern time, Miss Cynthia?
Yes, I'm on Eastern time.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Catch up with me on Thursday. Be blessed, be safe, and wear your mask. And get that shot if you can.
All right.
I'm scheduled to get mine
Mhm.
Thursday.
I got
Yes.
both of my shots. It's like, you know what? It is what it is.
I got mine Thursday at 10 o'clock.
I'm
Can't
serious.
wait.
And some people tell me, I ain't getting my shot. It's killing people. Yeah, right. It's killing you if you don't get that shot.
All right.
So y'all take care. God bless. And it's so nice spending some time with you.
All righty.
All
Thank you.
right. See you
Good night.
Thursday.
See y'all
Bye-bye.
Thursday. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, Miss Cynthia, it was an excellent class. Unfortunately, got clients on Thursday, so I think Monica is going to be facilitating with you on Thursday.
Okay, well, we need to talk about the insurance stuff. Send me your questions
Okay, sure. I got your email.
and I will answer them, because you write one Medicare policy, you make $500, 500 plus.
Okay, and that's those are the questions I couldn't get answered from the regular pitches. They just always want to hone in on the commission.
Where are you at?
Atlanta.
Hot Atlanta.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I am not licensed in Atlanta yet. I'm in Georgia yet.
Okay.
But I might be getting it because I've had a few, because I'm licensed in seven states.
Okay.
And so I might be getting my license in Georgia, because I've had quite a few people and some situations where I need to have it, because it's money to be made.
Okay. Well, because I was just trying to figure out what license to get. Life and health is what I would need for this, right? For Medicare and life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Life and health. Actually, I have a thing that I can send you where you can get your license for $25.
Okay. Yeah, I will be sending that email shortly.
Okay, and I will send you that, because that is one of the best. I mean, nobody else is on but us, so I can see that. My I'm sorry, I apologize. She just turned 21. My 21-year-old granddaughter, she has her insurance license.
Mm-hmm.
And the last is called AEP, which is annual enrollment period. And it's from October to December.
Mm-hmm.
That young lady made $20,000 in that short span.
Wow.
Selling Medicare.
Okay, yeah, I'm all for it.
Yes. So I tell everybody, get your insurance license, because the richest people in the world are in banking. The second richest are in insurance.
Don't I know it? I was just on the wrong side of the fence for years. I did claims, I did billing, I did short-term and long-term disability, I did personal injury. Now I did a little bit of selling of the auto policies, but now we always knew that getting that life license was really the thing, and so now I'm ready to get on that side of the railroad tracks.
Yeah, well, I have my 220 as well as my 215. So I do life, health, and annuities. Then I do property and casualty. But I do residential and commercial.
Okay. I am sending that email shortly, Miss Cynthia. I appreciate it.
I will answer it and send you the link, because every black person, blue person, green person, orange person needs to get that insurance license, because it ain't going away.
I agree. Monica's oldest has his too. He just got his, so.
I know, I sent her the link.
Okay. All righty then.
So anyhow, it's nice talking to you. Be blessed, be safe.
All right, you too. Like I said, I'm counting the hours so I get my shot so I can see my mother again. So it's all worth it to me.
Well, my next door neighbor on my right-hand side, she died of COVID, and my neighbor across from me, she died of COVID.
Yeah, it's so serious. My sister is a nurse practitioner. She lost 80 patients last summer, 80. She was like, in a summer, I would have lost maybe 10 to 15. So yeah.
Yeah. And it's just so hard.
Yeah.
But if you know anybody that did lose somebody for COVID, FEMA is actually going to give people like $7,000 funeral expense.
Oh, wow. Okay, good. Yeah.
I'll send you that link also.
Yeah, I do actually know some people. I know one girl, she lost her aunt and uncle in a matter of 48 hours.
Oof.
Yeah, so it's no joke.
And that's a new thing that just came out, and I researched it for my next door neighbors. So I got your phone number. That's a 313.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I will text that to you because I got it in it. Because being in insurance, because I'm FEMA certified
Okay.
to do flood insurance also.
Okay.
Okay, I will text that to you and give it to everybody.
Okay, I sure will.
All right, my new friend, be blessed, be safe.
All right, you too. Take care. Good night.
Good night.